Hey everybody, welcome to our last team call of October. It's the 23rd of October 2017, and we are super pumped to have a very special guest, Amanda Sobel, on our call. So a little backstory, Amanda and I met in Summit this past year in New Orleans, but I heard about her for a while because she's been kicking ass ever since she signed up, and her upline is Shinema Seda, which is one of my good coach friends from Diesel Nation. So I've been hearing about Amanda, and she's been getting shout outs in elite pages and Southeast region pages and stuff. So I'm like, who is this girl? I need to be her friend. So we're walking the streets of New Orleans, and she finally flies in, and we're all hanging out at the bar, obviously. So Amanda comes and has to catch up with us, but I got to finally meet her, and we got to chat a little bit. So ever since then, we've been staying connected on Facebook, and recently we connected because we joined forces to figure out our whys for this business. So we had a little mastermind call and cried it out and dug deep and all that stuff. So I invited her on this call because, like I said, she's been kicking ass ever since she signed up as a coach. And I told Jenna, okay, we need her on our call to get us pumped up, get us motivated, pick her brain, and just kind of share what she has. So little accolades and recognition for her now. She's a 1-star diamond coach from Clearwater, Florida. She's a 5-star, not 5 stars. Well, she'll be 5-star soon, but not yet. She's a SC5 All-Star for 22 months. So ever since she became a coach, Success Club has been really important to her. Success Club 10 All-Star for 12 months, which is huge. Her background is in higher education and leadership development, and that was stemming from her college days as a sorority girl. So leadership is awesome in that. And she's able to tie in the theme of connection and consistency on social media to help elevate her business and her team. And also she's great at writing because she sent me all this. And so she's going to be sharing the importance of why consistency is key in developing your business and also in developing your team leaders. So I'm not going to take any more time up. So Amanda, the floor is yours. Shed light on us. Preach what you got to preach, girl. And we're excited. So thank you again for joining us tonight.
Hey guys. So I feel like I'm looking super ratchet tonight because I just came back from a trip. But this is me. I keep it real. I'm not in Clearwater. We have a lot of those blonde coaches that are in the area. So I feel like I'm me. I don't need to wear fake lashes and do my hair every night to get on a call. But I'm in my jammies and I've been wearing my fuzzy slippers all day, and that's what I do. This is my job full time. It took a little while to get here, and that's kind of what I'm going to tell you guys how I got here and how this became full time and that whole circle of coaching that you kind of hear about. But it's not necessarily oh, I hated my job, which I did, and I needed something as an outlet, but I just did it as well, this is me. I want to start doing something new. So to give you guys the beginning, I finished my master's degree at Auburn University in Alabama, and after searching for jobs, I was not finding anything that was matching my salary and education grade. So through grad school, I became a bar instructor, and I taught Pure Barre for 2 years in grad school. And I taught and I found Pure Barre through one of my sorority sisters who owned 3 studios. So she's like, Amanda, I'm going to open another studio. Why don't you come to Florida, manage a studio, move down here? So after years of living out of the state, and after years of being away from Florida, I was in Pennsylvania and then Alabama. I was like, why not? I'll do it for a year, see how it goes. And I moved down here. It was a long journey. It was very exhausting. I was teaching 20 classes a week, an hour long, for a very small amount of money per class, less than what you make selling one challenge pack. And I was like, I can't do this. Physically, I couldn't do it. I was going to the chiropractor. So I ended up getting a job at a dermatology practice that my husband, their family friends, they hired me as a marketing director. So put that in your back burner as marketing director. So I've never really done marketing. Education was my jam. I studied politics in undergrad, but I'm a sorority girl, so we can market a party, we can market recruitment. So I was like, I can do this. I can make a pretty banner. I can make flyers. And I did one tonight for my husband for his work. So I was like, this is fine. I can do it. And I'll quit before our wedding. And that was our whole plan. So I started working there. It was nothing like what I wanted. It was an hour commute. I thought I was working locally on an office right by our house, driving an hour to the most desolate, kind of depressing place that you can imagine. If you think of the economy crashing and nothing returning, that is where this office was. So every day you're driving, you see prostitutes and just rundown buildings, and it's not a happy place to drive to. And you're listening to the radio, they're pranking someone, saying their wife is cheating, and you know those like bad prank shows that you used to listen to all the time. So that was my morning. I'd get to work, I would be so mad that I listened to this on the radio, and then I'd go into a job that I hated. And on top of that, everyone that I worked with was severely obese, like crazy obese, that you get this in a health practice. They brought in donuts every day, fast food every meal, candy bars every meal. And I was like, I cannot do this. I would come home crying at night because I was like, I can't do this. I'm getting so fat. And I gained close to 30 pounds working there in a year after working out every day, teaching classes every day. So going through this big emotional toll, and I think you guys may see it within your challengers of like after they have a baby, they're coming back and they don't know where their body is or what happened. I went through that, but no baby, just a shitty job. So all of that happened. One day I was driving back to work on a Monday, and I said, okay, I'm going to listen to some personal development. My coach has been talking about it. She asks me if I'm doing it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm listening to it. So finally I start listening to it. I get into the habit of it. And Jeanette, who's my coach, I met when I started working for my sorority. She was an advisor. I was absolutely scared of her. She was the one chapter you never wanted to go and visit FIU because she was the scary bitch of an advisor. And that was her reputation. And I was like, great. And now she's asking me, hey, Amanda, do you want to join my group? I don't know what group it is, but I don't want to be fat anymore. Can you help me with that? So she helped me. I signed up, and then she's like, get a discount. And I was like, fine, I'll get a discount. Help 3 friends. Okay, fine. I'll help 3 friends. I'll get them signed up. That's good. But I'm not working. I have a job right now. So I did that, started listening to personal development. One day I was listening to Eric Thomas. And if you listen to ET, and he gets you all pumped up, and he has all these athletes behind him. And I was like, yes, I'm going to take the day. It's going to be an awesome day. I have a lot of big meetings set up. I had a meeting set up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I got fired that morning. Like me, I have a master's degree. I was president of everything. I was a cheerleader captain. Like me, get fired. So I was like, okay, this is fine. I got in my car. I called Jeanette, and I was like, let's do this. I'm in it full force. She's like, what happened? And I'm like, I just got fired. And her first response was, are you okay? And I said, yes, I'm going to go get a manicure. And this is probably going to be my last one for a while. So I did that. I got home. I started working my business, and I said, well, I have to make this work. I tried to do the route of let me apply for unemployment, or let me do this or that to see if I can do something in the meantime. But that isn't feasible if you are a well-educated person that is overqualified for most of the jobs that is out there. So I said, coaching has to be it. So that was the day that I had to make a decision and say, I can't just treat this as a fluffy thing that I post and hope someone sticks to it and they message me. But I had to take the initiative and take control of what I was doing. So that was, it was almost 2 years ago that this all kind of started. So 22 months ago, it was right before the holidays. So that sucks, losing a paycheck before the holidays. It was a couple months before my wedding. And the plan was to quit before my wedding, not get fired before the wedding. So I'd still have extra income coming in. So months leading up, I was getting the minimum. I didn't really know what to do. I was pushing play. I was sharing what I was doing, but I had no idea what I needed to do to take it to the next level. Jeanette was going for elite at that point, and I'm like, what the hell is elite? I have no idea what this means. And she was on me and on me and on me, go for diamond. And I'm like, I can't do that. So I just did my minimum. I hit Success Club 5. Like maybe if I got 8, then that was a miracle. But I did my minimum and that was it. So the changing point that happened was, I think around January of that year. We got invited to this like elite mastermind group that you had to apply for with all of these top coaches. And in it, like you had daily activities and weekly activities. And that's when my first elite report kind of came out. And I was like, oh, this could be possible. Like, how did I not know about this before? And in January, when it came out, we're number 214. And I was like, how did that happen? Like, I have no idea. So I said, all right, well, I have this crazy idea. I put it on my vision board and said, this is going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. I'm not really sure what it all means and how to get there, but I'm going to work towards it. So what I did was I set my sights on having coaches that were going to stick with me. And when I first started, I had coaches that would sign up and be a discount coach or be a random coach. And all of my first 5 coaches quit. Like, no idea. One came back as a challenger this year, and that was like a miracle from the grace of God earlier. But all of my other coaches that I said, I need them to run with me, I need them to be my partner, I really sought out for that purpose of, we have the potential, but I need you to believe that. So me believing in those things and believing and saying that we can be an elite team and drilling that into their mind since January has made them believe that we can do this and we can get there, but I need everybody on board. So the big hurdle of getting over just hitting SE5, I didn't really change a whole lot. And you think, what is the secret sauce? We all hear like the secret sauce or like the formula that suddenly works. It's nothing super, super different. Like, this is my pile of follow-ups that I've had every month since I started. My coach told me she started a notebook when she became a coach, and that's what I did. Like, I started my Beachbody, the first person I messaged was August 12th. I talked to her about a coach discount because she was already drinking Shakeology. And I kept going through and I kept track and I kept writing down, and I still do the same every month. It's just a piece of paper and I highlight them if they buy, and that's it. So the biggest change was knowing that people aren't just going to buy a program, because my best friends would buy programs from the TV because I was talking about it. They weren't buying it from me. Even my bridesmaids bought 21 Day Fix from the TV because I wasn't sharing that I was a coach and sharing my story about how they can come to me for support. So I think that was the biggest defining moment, was knowing that you have to be confident that you are the value. It's not the program. It's not the shake. It's not like these magic containers or anything like that, but it's you. So identifying who you are and who your brand is makes the difference. And Monica Lopez was talking in the push group today about like, what are your 5 things that define you, or what are your things that are your brand? So for me, like, people see a flamingo and they're like, oh my God, I saw a flamingo today. I wanted to show you this meme that's been shared 7,000 times. And when it circulates again, I'm tagged in it 15 times that day. But like, they see a flamingo and they recognize Amanda, fit as flock. Like, my girls, my squad is my flock. So that is what I say when I talk to people, like my flock. And people will message me, hey, I want to know about your flock. Okay, let's talk, girl. So you have to find what works for you. I don't like cats, I like dogs, so I share pictures of my dogs. I am married, so when I was wedding planning, every single Wednesday became a wedding Wednesday. I talked about the planning process. I involved people in the planning process. People probably thought they were coming to my wedding because I posted and shared about it so much. But you have to find other ways to get people involved with you in your life, aside from Beachbody and aside from a picture or a workout or a shake. Because chances are you're going to share your little shake selfie and 3 people are going to like it, but you share a real picture of you and whatever you are going through, and you are going to get people that relate to you. They don't relate to a shake. They don't relate to a picture of your abs. They're going to relate to the real you in the moment. So when you start to break down those barriers of like, I'm a Beachbody Barbie and a Beachbody robot, then that's when you go over that threshold and get to that next level. So that was kind of the transition point. My husband is all into finance. He's a financial advisor. He's very business focused. So he has never fully been behind me in this business. And he's at the gym right now, so I can talk without whispering. So he never really got behind me on this. So you hear a lot of people, I work my spouse's account, or I have this person in my family and that person in my family sign up. I have nobody in my family signed up. Like maybe my mom bought a challenge pack my 3rd month as coach because I needed that extra point. But nobody else has signed up from my family. So I had to want it, and I had to have other people that wanted it and believed in it. Because even at Summit, I told him a week before, like, hey, I'm going to this thing called Summit. And I told Paulina, yeah, he doesn't really see this. Like, it doesn't matter if I do this or if I don't. Like, it's okay. I can be a housewife if I want to. But I do this for me, and I do this because I have 300 people in my group who message me that it's changing their life being a part of a group, that having a workout that they can do at home has made them more confident. So when you're able to articulate and find that story and build those conversations, aside from like, hey girl, you want to join my group, but like, hey, I haven't heard from you lately. I'm concerned. Are you okay? Then you start to bring the human emotion into this business, and that's what makes the difference. People want to have the human side, and they want to have the emotion behind you, behind what you're doing, and behind coaching, because it isn't a product. We're a people business. That's all we are. I can't teach you how to have a conversation, and I tell one of my coaches this every day. I can't tell you how to have a conversation. You just have to feel it. So if you see someone at the grocery store and they look friendly, what are you going to say? Hey, Amanda, how am I supposed to talk to this lady that's buying peaches in front of me? Like, what are you making? Are you baking a pie? Like, yeah, pull out something out of your butt when you're talking to people. You just have to go with what feels natural, not a script and not anything else like that. So the biggest thing that you have to ask yourself is, what does moving this business forward mean to you? And that was something that my corporate mentor asked us today on our call. Like, what does this moving your business forward going to mean to you? Like, is it security? Is it freedom? Is it time with your child? Is it time to travel? Is it living a life that you never had? So you have to find those things, because for me, it's my financial security. Because I've been there to the point where you go to Target and you're like, crap, is my debit card going to swipe, or is it going to say declines? Because I have been there when I'm at the grocery store and said, what can I buy today? Because I'm not sure if I have enough money to cover it until Thursday when I get my check. So you have to think about those things. If you're in those shoes and you're living in a situation like some of your challengers that say, I can't afford it till next week, work with them. Let them know that this is the opportunity, because you have 2 opportunities: the opportunity for health and to make someone feel good, or the opportunity for financial freedom and to give them that security. So for me, it's that security. If you have a team, or if it's you, and if it's your dog, or if it's your mom, whoever it is, you have to ask yourself, am I doing the same thing that I'm asking my coaches to do? And I have to check myself all the time. Like, hey guys, get your challenge group post up later. And I'm like, crap, I don't have one. I need to do it really quick, really quick. So you have to ask yourself, are you doing those things that you're asking your coaches? So what I started was accountability. Like, I post a picture of my Teamsy, or I post a picture of my paper, and it says how many people I reached out to or how many follow-ups. And if today it's 50 and tomorrow it's 5, that's okay. But I'm sharing for accountability. And when I started doing those things, my team started doing those things. So whether it's a chat or if it's group, because we make groups of groups as Beachbody coaches, like whatever it is that works, you just have to share something with someone, an accountability partner, your coaches, your team, whatever works. So a big thing that you have to realize is that work ethic is a decision. Like, it is such a decision. I cannot make someone want this. I cannot make someone work. And these are the last few months of the year. This is like the last quarter, the last really, really big time of the year that we have to push. And this is the time of the year that everybody wants to give up, because it's October and then it gets into the holidays and then people are shopping and they don't have time to be a coach. Like, you just have to call people on their BS. And I will go back and forth with people and say, that's an excuse. You're giving me another excuse. That's an excuse too. And if you guys are full-time coaches or part-time coaches, whatever it is, people will look at you and say, but I don't have as much time as you, but I don't work at home, but I don't do this. But you have to throw it back at them and say, if you want this, you will work for it. Because while you're commuting, you can listen to personal development. You can send voice messages. You can listen to the wake-up call. You can listen to the team call if you're spending time with your spouse or boyfriend or whomever at night during the team call time. Whatever you have to do, fit it in where you fit it in. It doesn't have to be the exact hours, but you just do it when you can. If you're going to the bathroom, send a few messages. Whatever you have to do to use those 30 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be hours to make it work. A big thing is that having that passion and fire of being a CEO has to come within you. Like, it comes from deep down inside. There are days where I sit on the couch and I'm like, I don't really feel like messaging anybody. And that's okay, because the next week when I see my paycheck and I'm like, not as high as I want it to be, I know it's my fault and I know it's my doing. But that's kind of the freedom of this business. You work hard, you put in the effort, you get the results. You want to take it easy and you want to take a vacation, then okay, it's going to show later on. So in the beginning, it's all building. It's not, and I think that's why we lose so many coaches, is they want something quickly and they want that big paycheck later on. But I tell you, I worked a lot to get a big paycheck 2 years almost in. And I have to tell them daily, it didn't come overnight. I didn't have a lot of coaches just overnight. It took knowing how to get them as a coach and getting them on my team to trust me. And that's part of the business, is trust and people. Like, people have to believe in us and we have to believe in ourselves. And if we believe in ourselves, then other people are going to believe in us too. And that's what Christina always talks about, is trust. That's the biggest thing. And that's what you have to put first. Like, I have sticky notes all over my desk, and every sticky note says, like, I am elite. I'm reaching for abundance this week. Like, okay, I get to create who I want to be. Consistency trumps greatness. So whatever is in your head or whatever little sticky note you have to put on, just put it all over so you see it every day. Like, your personal journey and your vision drives this business. So that is the key thing. When things aren't going the way you want them to go, that's when you have to show up the most. So right now, like, I'll show you guys my little office here. So my wall over here, this big thing with like all of the white papers on it, that is every challenger from this year. And I had a paper in the middle that says, I want to help 200 women live healthy and fulfilling lives. And my word for the year is connect. So I want to connect them. I want to build a community. I want to stay in touch with them, because when I'm saying, hey, I have this group and I want you to be involved in it, it's not just me getting them as a challenge pack sign up and then ghosting them as a coach, but connecting with them over this year and building those relationships with people that I maybe didn't have relationships before. And I have another one, like this big one on the floor. That is my team. So I have it written out. I have like green is my emerald, purple is my diamond, and red is like, WTF are you doing? So you have to identify like who is going to work with you and who is just going to be there and take up space. So I know what I have to do to get to where I want to be because I visualize it every single day. I don't go into my Coach Online office and guess, like, what's it going to look like today? Because I know, and you have to expect that if you're going to go towards big goals. I will say that when I was so focused on hitting that qualification for summit recognition, my eye twitched for like a month straight because I was so focused on it. But when I realized, you know what, we missed it and we like lost qualification in the last week, it was like, screw it. I'm not going to worry about this. I'm going to worry about other things. I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm not going to be mad at this coach because I can only control what I can control. That's my effort. That's me recruiting more coaches. That's me being the best coach I can be for my challengers and pushing myself to where I want to go. So right now, this quarter, it's super hectic. I'm not where I want to be in my SE goals this month. And as my mentor says, don't look at it as SE, like it's changing lives club. It's not success club. I'm here to change lives. I'm not here to just hit success club, but I'm here to help people change their life every single day. And if I'm not doing that and I'm not able to help people every single week, then I'm doing a disservice to them. So that's how I sit and market myself in that sense. So I think I talked about what Paulina wanted me to talk about. Sometimes I go on random rants. Do you guys have any questions?
Girl, that was amazing. First off,
I get really fired up, especially on a Monday, because I'm like, where the hell is everybody? Show up to your damn business.
I took so many notes. I even got out like a red pen to like circle and highlight and star. But first off, just like when you started talking about finding those people that are going to stick with it and become like your lifers, and some words that stood out to me that you kind of said, and also like what you were talking about was like purpose, intention, and belief. And if, like you said, if you don't have belief in yourself, how can you expect others to believe in you, believe in what you're doing, and trust the whole process, right? So that has to be number one. Like you have to work on yourself. Keeping it simple but staying organized. I love how you just have your follow-ups on pen and paper, and like you just keep track of all those little, you know, like notes and stuff, and you go back. And whether it be, you know, pen and paper, or if you're more techie and you want to do like Teamsy or something, you know, on your phone or on your computer, like just keep track of people somehow. You are the value. Oh my God, girl, it's you. Yes, it is you. It is you. Like you said, you don't have to have the blonde hair and the fake eyelashes or be someone you're not. Like people are connecting with who you are because you're sharing who you are every single day. And I could attest to this too. I've sent her pictures of flamingo things and I'm like, oh my God, you need to go here and buy this because I saw this and thought of you. And I didn't even really like look at her page too much. Like I saw a couple of her things pop up and I'm like, oh, flamingos, that's what she likes. Because she talks about it all the time. Same thing, like people tag me in pizza and taco things because I talk about that all the time. So you want to definitely be remembered in some way that's not just health and fitness related. Like you want people to be able to connect with you in a different way. And I think that's like so smart in the way you market yourself and brand yourself and showing people that it's not just health and fitness and a shake and a workout. It's like you have more things about you, right? Involving people in your life. Love it. Human emotion. Yes. Feeling the conversation. So yeah, it doesn't always have to be scripts. It just has to talk to people and genuinely care about others and what they need, right? Asking yourself, what does moving this business forward mean to you? That was powerful. Like I definitely need to think about that and write that out and share that with my team. Let's see what else. Leading first and your team will follow. I love how you are 100% accountable to and 100% responsible for what you do in your business and how you move forward. And you're sharing that with your team. So on days you don't show up, you're like, okay, like I didn't do as much as I could do, but this is what I did. At least you're doing something, right? That's better than nothing at all. Work ethic is a decision. Yes. Calling people out on their BS. I love that. Like I'm super not like that, but I think I need to be more like that because I think, yeah, like
I do it all the time. I mean, people are going to have an excuse for everything. And I had a coach with a lot of potential that's like, I don't have enough time to be a coach. And then she signs up to sell LuLaRoe. Tell me you have a lot of time to inventory, sell clothes, ship clothes, order clothes, whatever else you have to do. You just don't want it. And that's okay. Just tell me you don't want it.
Exactly.
So work with who is going to work with you and run with those that are going to run. And if they're just walking, then stroll with them. But you have to identify who's going to run. And those people are going to come out of the woodwork. One of my challengers I've known since elementary school, and I probably haven't seen her since elementary school, but she came from a random message. And every week she messaged me saying, Amanda, you have changed my life. Like, you have changed my life. And she's confident. She switched jobs. She's like now an executive with Whole Foods, and she left her crappy bank job because she has the confidence just from working out and drinking a shake in our group. Like, we do more than just host challenge groups to get a perky booty, whatever it might be. Like, we do more than that. My coach, Emily, who's one of my rock stars, was in the rival sorority with me. Like, she almost fought some of my pledge sisters, and we were not friends at all, but she is one of my best friends. Like, more so than my other best friends that I talked to and were in my wedding, but she is my go-to person. And you have to find those people that you least expect that are going to run with you. And those are two that are totally random that were never in my life prior to coaching.
Yep. You never know. You can't like cross anyone off your list. So true. Does anybody have any questions or want to say anything about this call? Were you inspired in any way? Are you fired up? I'm fired up.
I have a question. So that was awesome, by the way. I love your no BS attitude, because I feel like I'm totally the same way, like motivated by tough love, and I love giving it. Not everyone likes receiving it, but so you said like work ethic can't be taught. How are you finding your coaches? Is it challengers that are converting to coaches, or is it like cold market people or friends?
So earlier this year, I had to make a decision with my coaches of, am I going to get working coaches to build my team, or am I going to get more discount coaches to build my team? And I think you guys will see, like, as you look at the big star diamond chart, you're like, I can't have this many working coaches possibly. Where are they all going to come from? So I made a decision to sign my challengers up within that first month or second month to be a coach. So a lot of my coaches are my preferred customers, my flock VIPs. So they stay on xoxo, they're in my VIP group, they get more attention from me, but they may not work the business. What I do for a lot of my coaches that aren't in for working the business yet, because that can be super scary to people, I say, listen, if you want to refer one of your girlfriends this month and get her signed up, then put her in the group. I'll be her active coach. I'll add her in the challenge group. She can check in with me, and that'll be fine. This builds volume for your team. It's an incentive if they refer more than one friend, get them to refer 3 friends, and maybe give them a little prize. So that's an incentive to help your coaches and to help you guys if you're pushing for elite later on. Because for elite, it really matters having your newer coaches to get those Success Club points on the board every month, because that gives you points as well. So if they hit and you hit, then you get 2 points. So every month I'm trying to maximize that effort and get my preferred coaches to join on with me. So that's kind of my strategy. Right now, I'm about to host my sneak peek this month. And I'll be honest, I've kind of like shied away from doing a lot of really big sneak peeks and just had more one-on-one conversations with people that have been rocking with my challenge groups. Just like, hey, you're totally rocking our group. You're showing up. The energy is great. I love all your posts. Be a coach. This is exactly what I do. Oh, really? I could do that? Yeah, you should sign up right now. Like, you have to talk to people like, you are amazing. You need to do this. And they need that extra confidence. So if I see a challenger that is really, really rocking it, then I'm going to call her out. Even if she's not mine, if she's one of my coaches, I'm going to be like, hey, Becky, you need to be a coach on our team. So you just have to go with confidence and ask them. Instagram, I follow random people, but then I get a lot of random Herbalife or other coaches or random people following me. So I reach out to my network. So if you guys are in a sorority or you're in a junior league or something like that, reach out to those people and expand from that list. Don't I don't just go and look at a hashtag and say, I'm going to follow these people, but I look from my outer circle. And I think that's really expanded. So I am kind of out and removed from the college scene, like who wants to hang out with the 30-year-old when they're 18 and going to a club and I'm in bed. But I look at my junior league group, and these women are married. They're having babies. They're more my market of like, I want to bounce back from having a baby, or I want to get ready for my wedding. So that's where I hit my target and said, my niche is brides. Like, I just was married. I still have pictures of my dress. Like, all of that I can market to people that are my niche and say, this is my market. Hey, you're getting married. Tell me about your wedding. Like, reach out to those people that fit who you are, because people are going to join you. It's just like sorority. People want to join the other people that are like them, not just a random image.
Thank you.
I wanted to just share that I love, and I just want to reinforce the idea of the work ethic is a decision. I made such a mistake in my business by trying to like lash on to the coaches in my team and say like, no, you don't want to quit, when they really just weren't showing up and doing the work. And I just held on to so much hope with them, but they just weren't in it. And that clouded me from seeing potential in other people. So I think that that is so key. And I actually just redid my welcome letter for my challengers, and I turned it into a video today. And at the end of it, I said, just want you to know that, you know, the opportunity is on the floor for you to consider coaching. And I kind of just like explained a little bit about it, because I feel like a lot of people from the beginning don't necessarily know that they can do it. So I think that that's just one way you can plant the seed from the beginning. And then, you know, like Amanda was saying, kind of reach out to people individually in the groups that are sticking out to you to reinforce that point. So I love that. Thank you so much for everything you shared.
Yes. Any other questions or comments?
I will say, like, lastly, consistency is so key, like so key. And talking to some of my newer coaches today, they're like, but I did all this planning and I have all my posts set and I did this and that in my group. And I'm like, but you haven't posted since Saturday. Where have you been, girlfriend? I haven't seen you. So consistency is key online. And the way that my mentor, Robbie, describes it is that think about Target. So Target is not going to close right now because it's November and they want to go on holiday break with their family. They open even if it rains. They open even on the holidays, like Black Friday or Christmas in some weird cities. So you have to think about your business as your storefront. Even if I'm sick, even if I'm in a crappy mood, even if I'm traveling, I'm going to post something. I'm not just going to let my analytics and my page die. Like, I am consistently going to show up and share something. Some days may be more and my vibe may be more there, but I'm still putting out some effort on those days when I'm just kind of wanting to stay in my shell. So you have to think about, am I showing up to my storefront every single day? Like, am I going to serve my coffee and my donuts at my own Dunkin' Donuts franchise that's in my little bubble of a house? Or am I going to say, we're closed because I didn't make the coffee? Like, you have to have that decision of, are you going to show up and work your store? Or are you just going to put the sign up that says, I'm not open today? So whatever it is, the choice is yours. You either make money and you show up and you help customers, or you don't. Boom. That's it.
All right. Any last minute questions, comments, or we'll wrap it up? Anybody?
Last minute question. I might have missed this in the beginning, but do you mostly post, Amanda, on your business page or your personal page or Facebook?
No. So, like, I laugh when people are like, tell me about your business page. I'm like, my business page is crap. I have like 300 people that like it. I have like 3,000 friends on Facebook, but what I do every day on birthdays is I delete people if they don't fit my avatar and if I don't want to wish them a happy birthday. So if you're a random creepy dude, or if you're a girl that is not my match of who I want in my group, then you're deleted. I'm not trying to get to the 5,000 friends anymore. I'm not trying to go up that. So every day I delete people. On Instagram, I deleted 500 people I was following the other day. And it's so freeing, because then you're like, I didn't know I was friends with her. So you have to go through who you already have and who's already in your list. When people say my warm market died, like, oh, okay, that's great. Like, your warm market died. You've been doing this for a while. But I guarantee you there's someone in your list that is there and you don't know it and you just haven't reached out to. So that's someone that you have the opportunity to connect with. So my business page, like, maybe a couple randos like it, but I post a quote every now and then, but my work comes from my personal page and my Instagram.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you. This is so helpful and so beneficial to everybody. I love you, girl. And yeah, so we'll wrap it up. Go follow her. She's amazing. You'll definitely see her brand, like, as soon as you open up her Instagram or her Facebook, it's all there. So figure out, what your brand is, who you're trying to connect with, who's your niche market, who you want to create a community with, because I think that's so important. That connection, that word is so strong. And that's exactly what we do as coaches. And it's just being a friend. That's how I always think of it. It's like just being a friend to somebody who needs you. So thank you guys for joining us, and have a great night. And I'll get the recording up for the people who weren't able to hop on live.
Wait, let's take a picture, guys. Don't go.
Smile for Amanda.
Okay, ready? 1, 2. Even random Nathan and Karina that aren't here.
Alrighty. Well, have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.